Okay, friends, so to start the video, I got these music sheets off of Amazon. I got a whole pack of them for $9.99 and I got about 20, so it was a really good deal. And I'm using one of those wooden Dollar Tree cutting boards. And all I'm going to do now is I'm just going to trace out the cutting board onto the music sheet, and then I'm going to use some Mod Podge and Mod Podge it to the cutting board. First we're going to cut it out and then we're going to Mod Podge it to the cutting board. But I saw those music sheets on Amazon. I was looking for some old-fashioned looking Christmas music sheets, and I got again about 20 of them for $9.99. I'll put the link in the comments, but they are really pretty and they are double-sided, and there's a whole bunch of different ones, and they just have some really beautiful artwork. So I really hope that you guys like this. I like using those cutting boards at Dollar Tree, and they're just so versatile with what you can do with them. And I really also like old world Christmas crafts. The Christmas crafts, with all the glitter, and they're just really nostalgic, and they got a little bit of a Victorian touch to them. So I just wanted to create something like that. So I'm just going around the edges and smushing it down, and then I'm going to take one of those sanding blocks from Dollar Tree. When you push the edges down, it just makes it easier to sand it. So we're just going to take that sanding block, and now we're just making everything nice and flush with the cutting board. And how pretty is that? Look at how perfect that is. Just going through and making sure I didn't miss anything. But now it's nice and flush, and how pretty is that? So I love to go to Dollar Tree, guys, and I love to look through their card section. And they have some really pretty cards for $1.25, and it's just a really nice, inexpensive way to get some artwork for your crafts. So I'm just going to cut out that portion there with just the little couple and the horse and the trees. And I'm just going to decoupage that onto the bottom of our cutting board now. But I'm also going to use some tacky glue onto the back of the card. I just want to make sure that really sticks and stays on really well. So just pushing it down like you see there, and I'm just creating a crease because, again, that's going to make it easier for me to sand it. So we're going to use some Mod Podge, and we're going to use some of the tacky glue as well. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the last couple of videos, I've been doing my nails because my daughter Sarah had given me a whole bunch of these Color Street nail art, and they're really nice, and they last almost 2 weeks. And I craft, and I've got dogs, and I garden and clean, and I'm a homemaker. And guys, these Color Street nail polish strips, they hold up really, really well. So I just wanted to put that out there for you. So we've got our Mod Podge onto our cutting board, and then I just took some of the tacky glue and I put some of the tacky glue onto the back of the card, just like you saw. And now I'm just pushing it down, getting it nice and flat. And now we're just going to take some Mod Podge and add it to the rest of our card here, and also to the rest of the cutting board, just to give a nice seal onto our cutting board and onto our project. And guys, when I use the Mod Podge, notice how I'm going in the same direction. All my brush lines are in the same direction, and I'm not putting on a thick layer. I'm putting on a thin layer and just making sure that it covers the entire project, going around the edges. I did take a nice blow dryer to it, and that speeds up the drying process, but look at how nice and neatly that dried. So now we're just going to take our sanding block again, and we're just going to sand off the edges of the card there, and we're going to again make it all nice and flush with our cutting board. Just like that. And look at how nice that looks so far. So we're going to add some glitter because I've really been wanting to do a nice craft with some glitter this season. So I'm just going to go all around the edges of the cutting board here, and then I'm just going to sprinkle it with that glitter. Now guys, I got that glitter from Dollar General. It comes in a 4-pack. It's a 4-pack of gold, silver, champagne, and I believe it's got black glitter as well. So, and I think it was only $3. So it was a really good deal. So I'm just using a whole bunch of that gold glitter, and I'm just going around all the edges where I put the tacky glue. And look at how pretty this is going to be. I love these kinds of Christmas crafts, guys. They just feel so old world and pretty, and I just love this. Look at how pretty that is so far. So I'm just going to take a little bit of the tacky glue and just fill in a few places where the glitter is a little bit sparse. I want to make sure that it looks nice and even. And then the edge of the card there, I'm just going to add a little bit more glue with a little bit more glitter to camouflage the edge of the greeting card that we used. You'll see in just one moment. But I just really want to encourage you guys to think of all the fun things you can do and make with those Dollar Tree cutting boards and the gift the greeting cards from Dollar Tree. They have some really pretty ones, and look at what you can do. You can make something so pretty. So those are just those evergreen pipe cleaners, and I'm just going to hot glue them to our cutting board here, right under the title of our little song there. It's a little blank and empty, but we're gonna change that just like that. And I just hot glued them on, and now I'm just gonna take a little piece of twine and just make a little simple shoelace bow. And I just love adding twine with the glitter and just combining those things. It's almost like a little shabby chic craft. So I think that the twine was a good choice. So just going to make sure that the little loops on my bow are the same size. And then just going to hot glue it on there. And then I do have this little package of these little berries that I got from Hobby Lobby. And they were $2.99, but they were half off. And I got a whole bunch of those little berries. And look at how pretty that is. I think that little red holly berry just really brings out the red in the carriage. And I love that. So taking one of those plastic photo frames from Dollar Tree, the 4x6, and we are going to hot glue it to the back of our cutting board, guys, and that is going to let our cutting board stand up. So any of those signs that you see from Dollar Tree, maybe not the huge tall ones, but the other hanging ones, you can make them stand up just by hot gluing one of those plastic picture frames from Dollar Tree to the back of it. And it makes your sign stand up. It's really just a wonderful tip I wanted to share with you. And I just put the little piece of paper that came with the picture frame right back into the back of it to hide the glue. But how pretty did that turn out? And that is just our precious little Christmas craft using a Dollar Tree cutting board, guys. How pretty did that turn out? Now, really quick, I did take a finishing spray and I sprayed around the edges just to make sure the glitter was nice and secure. That way the glitter won't be falling off. But look at how pretty that turned out. Guys, that was so inexpensive and I just really, really love this. It's like our little old world, shabby chic Christmas craft. I think it's so beautiful. And again, I just hope to give you the idea. If you don't have Christmas song sheets and if you don't want to buy them off of Amazon, guys, you can always go to Goodwill and see if there's a music sheet there. And really quick, these are just some of the shabby chic wreaths I've made in the past. And all of the items on this wreath were from Dollar Tree. And I just wanted to share these with you. That's another one I made a few years back. Just a precious little shabby chic wreath. And it was inspired by the Nutcracker. That's why there's a little ballerina in the middle. So I just wanted to share these wreaths with you guys as well. And then that is just me and my husband getting ready to go Christmas shopping. We never go Christmas shopping without our Santa hats. So thank you guys so much for being here with me today. I really appreciate it. And I will see you in the next video. Take care.